got to talk about Lamine Yamal. Make sure you guys subscribe. We're almost to 30 subscribers. I've been doing this for a little bit now, so I'm just trying to grow this channel as much as I can. But to get started, this video is just about Lamine Yamal as a whole because, he's in the conversation of winning the Ballon d'Or. And I'm a Madrid fan. I do Madrid videos. I also cover other things, but by heart, I'm a Real Madrid fan. Supported the club my entire life. And for me, I like to be known as the most non-biased Madrid fan. I think I'm honestly one of the most non-biased fans. There's a lot of fans out in the whole community, you want to say on Twitter, on TikTok, on YouTube, whatever, that believe this narrative, that believe in certain things, that don't see the actual real light of this team. And for me, I want nothing but the best for Real Madrid. I want, whatever. But the one thing for me is that I'm non-biased, and a huge thing is that people say that Lamine Yamal, a lot of Madrid fans, a lot of fans, and who thinks that they have a better player, like Arsenal fans, that Saka's better, Bayern fans that think Musiala or Ulisse is better. You can say that about a lot of teams. And Lamine Yamal, as cocky that he is, as you don't want to say arrogant, I like to think that if you're doing good and you're playing good, you deserve to speak on how you do. So, I can't really hate Lamine Yamal for that. He's doing exactly what he should be doing, and he's allowed to express how he is. So, sort of thing that for me, I like about Cristiano Ronaldo. He knows he's the best, he is the best, and he's gonna talk like he is the best, and that's what you should do. So of course you should be humble sometimes, and all players are always humble. But if you know you're the best, you're able to freely express it. But with Lamine Yamal, a lot of people don't like. A lot of people say he's overrated. He has 7 league goals. He has 2 goals in La Liga in 2025, and that's the narrative I hate. That's the narrative I hate. Stats don't prove what you do for a team or how important you are for a team and how you win games. Of course, scoring goals win games. Of course, it's you can look at Mbappe first. Most goals in La Liga. After yesterday, I think he has 2 ahead or 1 ahead over Lewandowski, who has been hurt for a little bit. And people are like, Yamal shouldn't even be top 3, top 5 Ballon d'Or rankings. And for me, that's just mind blowing because people only go off by stats. I'm a Madrid fan. No, not a single Real Madrid player deserves to be in that top 5, let alone maybe even the top 8 of the Ballon d'Or rankings. Not a single Real Madrid player. I watched every Real Madrid game this season, and I've expressed it, and I've said it in different videos of how I feel about Real Madrid as a whole. And they have a lot of issues. Mbappe scoring a goal, yes, but he still has a lot of problems within the team. You look at Barcelona, Lamine Yamal. People only like to talk about his 7 goals because that's the one thing you can pull out of what he's negative about and make him look bad. Oh, he has 7 league goals. No Ballon d'Or winner should have 7 league goals. Look at every other stat he has. Excels in every other stat that he has. And that's, one thing about Real Madrid, or not Real Madrid, but fans as a whole, is they only care about goals. And it just shouldn't matter. If you watch Lamine Yamal play, which I do, week in, week out for Barcelona, they're about to play. I think they just started right now, actually. If you watch Real Madrid, or if you watch Barcelona play, you can see how important Lamine Yamal is to Barcelona. You can 100% see that. He reminds me of Messi. During all the Classicos, during the Champions League games, doing everything, when I see Lamine Yamal, it reminds me of like Messi. When he has the ball, he's going to do something. He's going to go past these defenders. He's going to do something with the ball and create a chance, create a goal scoring opportunity, anything. That's the thing with Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal, he is the best player in the world. Goals don't matter, and I hate that narrative for people saying that he has no goals. Goals shouldn't matter. For me, it was kind of similar to Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. last season had goals, but I feel like most of the things that he did for the team, his stats for me didn't show as, even though they were decent stats, didn't show as much, how much he did for Real Madrid last season. Like he 100% should have had more goals, 100%. But how he played and how important his was to the team, his stats didn't show that. For me, it's kind of similar to now. It's kind of similar to Lamine Yamal or Pedri. For me, I think Pedri is the best midfielder in the world right now. I'm a Madrid fan, and I love Bellingham. I love Fede. But this season, at the moment, I think Pedri, without a doubt, was the best midfielder in the world. Sure, you can add in Vitinha, Joao Neves, Barella, so many other midfielders. But if you watch Pedri play, he's a game changer. If Barcelona ever suffered an injury with Yamal and Pedri at the same time, Barcelona are going to be nowhere near in the position that they are today. Rafinha, sure, he does, like, he has the stats. But if you take out Rafinha off that team and put in a Ferran Torres, Barcelona will just be as normal as they always are for me. Rafinha, of course, he has the goals, and the goals matter. At the end of the day, obviously, goals gets you to finals, goals gets you trophies. But important wise, Rafinha can be injured for a month, and I think Barcelona would even drastically decrease performance from that. But if you have Lamine Yamal, which he was earlier in the season, around the October, December time, Barcelona lacked. Barcelona lacked even last season with Pedri, when Pedri was hurt for a little bit. Barcelona were underperforming, and for me, Yamal, out of any player in the last 12 months, he's been the most consistent player of all in this past 12 months for me. He's shown it last season. He's shown it during the Euros, and he's doing it right now. And I don't want to hear the narrative that he has no stats, because for me that does not account. Um, Importance and playmaking and all that extra stuff counts just as much. And when everyone's talking about how good Lamine Yamal is, no one's talking about how good Dembele. Obviously, Dembele is really good. Don't get me wrong. But important wise, I think PSG, like similar with Rafinha, will do not bad, but will keep up the same pace that they can be without a Dembele or without a Rafinha. And for me, it would be different if PSG didn't have a Vitinha or Joao Neves instead, and sort of like how Barca wouldn't have a Yamal or a Pedri. That's like the impact of the team matters, because that's what gets you trophies. Sure, you can say goals, but impacting the team, impacting the players, and what they do for the team, and carry on, control the midfield, control the ball, get the ball to the final third, score goals. That's how it is. So, I'm a Madrid fan here defending Lamine Yamal because I love the way how he plays. Love the way how Barcelona play. I'm a huge fan of how Barcelona do, and that's something I want Real Madrid to be. This is a really bad season for Real Madrid, but I guarantee 100% you that Real Madrid can come back next year with Xabi Alonso, which I've been saying I want him in Madrid for years, and he's doing the signings that I want. He's doing things I've said to many people that I've been saying forever, for months, for years, for whatever, and it's happening. So hopefully I see a change in Real Madrid from that. Yeah, here I just kind of wanted to rant about Lamine Yamal, because it annoys me how much the hate that he's getting, because it's just people that with like TikTok ball knowledge, people that only see stats and talk about on TikTok, or just TikTok ball knowledge. It's something I saw when uh they're like Draxler was a way better player than Verts, only if Draxler had a chance of what Verts had, and I'm like, what in the TikTok ball knowledge is that? First, Draxler was never in the level of Verts at any time in his career. Draxler was a wonder kid, 100%. He had the talent, and he 100% could have shown what he had, but he just didn't. But Verts is a whole different player, a whole better player than Julian Draxler. And I guarantee you, most of these times, kids or people on TikTok talking about past players, talking about all these players, I guarantee you they didn't see a single game of them play. They just see edits, they just see videos, they just see highlights of these players this season and the past, and think that they're worthy. Like people saying Mbappe's top 5 Ballon d'Or. No, he's not. If you watch Real Madrid play week in and week out, Mbappe's nowhere near the top 5 ranking. Yes, he has 40 goal contributions this season. He's nowhere near the Ballon d'Or for me. Not nowhere near. I think Thibaut Courtois is more ahead of Mbappe this year for the Ballon d'Or rankings. But people only care about stats. So that's the thing for him. That's pretty much the rant I have for today. Why I think and I don't think it's 100% solid. I think he's the best player in the world, but I don't think the Ballon d'Or is 100%. Anything can change. The PSG can win the Champions League, and Dembele will win it because he has a treble, a French treble. Um, if Inter win the league title and Champions League, is Lautaro Martinez should be up for grabs for the Ballon d'Or. He's up there with goal scoring in the Champions League. Will he win? Who knows? Is Mo Salah even still in contention? I'm gonna do a whole different video about this. Of each player individually and how I feel about them. But that's pretty much what I have of my thoughts about Lamine Yamal. I do think he's the best player in the world right now, and yeah, we'll see what happens next time.